Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Narayanaya. Sri Hare Namaha. A look at the avatars or manifestations of Lord Sriman Narayana, the Almighty. It is common to talk of God's avatars as Dash avatars, namely in the order of Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Sri Rama, Balarama, Sri Krishna, and then Kalgi, yet to come in the Kali age. There is another school of thought omitting Balarama's name and including that of Buddha. In fact, Sudha, Ugrasrava at Naimisharanya told Saunaka and other sages that Lord had taken manifestation as Buddha. This is in Skanda 1, chapter 3, and appears as the 21st manifestation in the listing by Sutta. Now, an analysis of the avatars in relation to the purpose that is the basic to Bhagavan's manifestations from time to time, from yugas to yugas. That is, to protect the holy, the innocent, and to establish dharma. Yada yada ki dharmasya glanirбhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham paritranaya sadhuna vinayashasya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So, now, Matsya avatar is mentioned as the first avatar in the mention of 10 avatars as commonly understood. It is important to note that for creation through man and woman, the earth had to be restored first. Swayambhuva and Sadarupa, who had emerged from Brahma's right and left, they had the instructions of Lord Brahma to carry on with the process of creation on earth, but the earth was not found, and Brahma and gods approached Sriman Narayana, who took the form of Varaha or the boar to retrieve the earth that had been kept in the subterranean realms by Hiranyaksha. So, this was to be the first of the 10 avatars. In fact, this is also mentioned as the first in the order of the 10 avatars by both Sutta in Skanda 1, chapter 3, and by none other than Lord Brahma himself to sage Narada in Skanda 2, chapter 7. It must be noted that it was towards the end of the 6th Manvantara that Satyavrata was asked by the Lord to take the Vedas, Rishis, herbs, cows to the boat that would appear at the approach of the Pralaya, and the Lord himself would appear as fish to support the anchor of the boat in the swirling flood waters. So, after Varaha, the Matsya avatar had to take place for the earth to be protected during the pralayas, but that marked one night of the creator Lord Brahma. Now, a look at what Lord Brahma, the creator himself, had told Brahmarshi Narada, Devarshi Narada about God's descents or avatars in the following order. Varaha, Hiranyaksha, the cursed Janma of Jaya of previous birth as Sriman Narayana's Dwarapalaka, gatekeeper, had concealed the earth in the depths of the subterranean region. The Lord had to take Varaha avatar to restore the earth to start of creation by man and woman. That means by Swayambhu and Shadarupa. And that was the first Manvantara. Number 2. Born as a son of Ruchi and Akudi under the name of Suyajna, who became Indra in the first Manvantara. Yajna begot through his consort Dakshina, that is goddess Sri, the order of gods, a son by name Suyajna, who was the Indra in the first Manu and was renamed as Hari by Swayambhuva. Hari meaning the reliever of distress. 3. Kabila, a ray of God born as a son of Kardama and Devahuti. Kardama being born from Lord Brahma and Devahuti being a daughter of Daksha Prajapati. Devahuti knew that her son Kabila was God himself and sought his advice, recognizing him to be the dispeller of darkness and the one to give enlightenment. As a result, she abjured all material possessions and attained to God's lotus feet in the true sense of Sankhya Yoga. Dattatreya, Atri, born of Lord Brahma, the creator, has transcended all the 3 modes of Prakriti, Sattvic, Rajasic and Tamasika, and one of the first 7 rishis, Sapta rishis. He was blessed by Sriman Narayana by saying, Datto Maya Aham Iti Yad Bhagavan Sadattaha. I give myself to you as a son. Datta means given, and so as son of Atri, he became Dattatreya. Then comes Sanat Kumaras, the 4 mind-born sons of Lord Brahma. Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanantana, Sanat Kumara, commonly referred to as Kumaras. They became perpetual celibates and spread the message of ultimate truth, that is the spirit or the inner soul, as opposed to Prakriti, the matter. Naranarayana, They were born to Murti, one of Daksha's daughters, and Dharma, the god of virtues. The twins Nara and Narayana were born to them. Nara did meditation and Narayana fought the invincible Sahasra Kavacha, who had been blessed to have 1000 Kavachas or protective sheets. And he had a boon that he would be killed only by one who would meditate and fight at the same time. So Naranarayana, one meditating and the other one fighting, put an end to him after 1000 years. And after each one of his protective shields was lopped off at the end of each year. Naranarayana, the two divine sages, were meditating on the Gandhamadana mountain, creating an aura around. As the legend goes, seeing their spiritual powers and fearing for his position, Indra, the king of gods, sent Kamadeva, the god of love, to distract the sages' attention. The twin sages created an apsara of incomparable charm by name Urvashi and advised Kamadeva to take her along with them as a gift to Indra. Thus was the birth of Urvashi. Dhruva, born of Uttanapada, one of the two sons of Swayambhuva, and second wife of Uttanapada, born of Uttanapada, one of the two sons of Swayambhuva, and his second wife, Suniti, the first being Suriji. Dhruva was once insulted by his stepmother and pushed away when he tried to sit on his father's lap. He practiced severe austerities, surviving on fruit or water or only air for weeks on months on end, and standing on one toe, constantly praying to Sriman Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sriman Narayana blessed him and told him that after he ruled the kingdom for 36,000 years, he would ascend above the stellar region to be ever remembered as the Dhruva star. Prithu, born in the lineage of Dhruva, and as a result of the churning of the arms of the lifeless Vena, who had been cursed by saints for his unbearable misdeeds, Prithu was the first emperor who alleviated the sufferings of people due to parched land and without vegetation for humans and animals. It is said that Prithu got Mother Earth to yield all the herbs and plants and other necessities, as would a cow yield by way of milk. Rishabha, an offspring in Priyavrata's lineage, as son of Nabhi and Sudevi or Merudevi, Rishabha Deva lived a life of austerity, subduing all power with uninterrupted meditation, even behaving like a dunce with no concern for the taunts or even stone throwing by all lookers. He attained the state of a Paramahamsa, the one truly absorbed in abstract meditation. We will come to more of this later in Srimad Bhagavata. Haya Shirsha. Haya Shirsha means the one with a horse head. As Brahma told Narada, from Harisharsha's nostrils issued forth the Vedas. So he was Veda personified. The Lord took this form to salvage the Vedas that had been stolen away from Lord Brahma by demon Madhu. We will often come across reference to Krishna as the slayer of Madhu in Krishna avatar. Now only comes Matsya. In this avatar, towards the end of the 6th Manvantara, that is the Chakshusa Manvantara and preceding our present Vayasada Manvantara, God appeared as a divine fish to save the Vedas, seers, cows, herbals, seeds and plants during an ensuing pralaya, marking a night of Lord Brahma the Creator. After this comes Kurma. Bhagavan took the form of a tortoise Kurma to support Mount Mantara for the churning of the ocean of milk by both Devas and Asuras, using serpent Vasugi for the churning in order to obtain Amrit, nectar or the elixir of life. Later, Dhanvantari, a manifestation of God himself, appeared with the pot of Amrit. And also, God's manifestation saw Mohini, if only to woo the Danavas or Asuras, but making sure of giving Amrit only to the gods in order to make them immortal and allay their fears about the Asuras. Now, Narasimha. Sriman Narayana had to take the form of mankind to put an end to Hiranyakashipu, the cursed Janma of Vijaya, another gatekeeper in Vaikuntha. Hiranyakashipu had a boon that neither man nor animal could kill him. Next in the order of avatars, as mentioned by both Shuka to sages and by Lord Brahma himself to Devarshi Narada, is the Vamana avatar. Sriman Narayana manifested as the dwarf-sized son of Kashyapa and Aditi. Vamana attended Bali's great sacrifice and was offered anything that the little Brahmana would ask for. Bali accepted Vamana's request for space measured by just 3 paces of his feet. The first pace covered the whole universe. The second covered the celestial region up to Satyaloka. And with nothing else left to offer for the third place, Bali bowed and touched his feet on the lotus feet. Subdued and punished Bali was sent to the subterranean region of Sudala, considered to be better than Indra's heaven. Next in the order of the avatars comes Parashurama. He was born as the son of Jamadagni and Renuka. His avatar saw the extermination of the Kshatriya race, whose kings had killed Brahmanas indiscriminately. Then follows God's avatar as Sri Rama. In the Treta Yuga, Sriman Narayana's next avatar was as Sri Rama. As ordained, Ravana and Kumbhakarna, considered second Janma of Lord's gatekeepers Jaya and Vijaya, had to meet their end at Sri Rama's hands. Balarama and Sri Krishna. In order to relieve the oppression of the earth which will be overrun by the armies of kings who are secondary incarnations of demons, that is, the enemies of gods. Sriman Narayana took avatar as Balarama, that is from Adishesha, and Sri Krishna, Bhagavan's Purna avatar. Then is mentioned Kalgi. Towards the end of the present Kali Yuga, the Almighty will take birth as Kalgi once again to protect the world. In this context, it is worth mentioning that Suta, in his discourse to sages at Naimisharanya, as per Skanda 1, chapter 3, Bhagavan was to manifest as Buddha. However, Buddha's name is not mentioned by Lord Brahma anywhere in the context mentioned. Now, a logical way of looking at the sequence of avatars. The avatar of Varaha was to retrieve the earth. The avatar as Matsya was again to protect the earth during the Pralaya and for the process of creation to continue. Now, the reason for Kurma avatar arose as a result of gods losing their grandeur and invincibility because of a curse by Shukracharya on Indra. This happened when Shukracharya gifted a divine garland of fragrant flowers to Indra, who was on his vehicle Airavata, the elephant. But in the process of caressing his hair, he kept the flower on the elephant's head. That caused bees to be attracted to the fragrance of the flower, and due to that disturbance, the elephant happened to throw the flower down and crush it under its feet. This infuriated Shukracharya and cursed Indra to lose all his power and grandeur. Now, the Daityas or the Asuras took advantage to usurp the kingdom of Indra and to drive them away, causing consternation in the celestial regions. When they approached Lord Sriman Narayana, they were advised to seek peace with Asuras, however much they might dislike it. But the purpose would be to obtain Amrut, the elixir of life. by churning Parali, the ocean of milk, and using Vasuki, the serpent, as the rope for the churning, and by using Mandara mountain as the churning staff. So the gods sought and got the help of Asuras, and after the churning, when the Amrit in a pot of gold appeared in the hands of Dhanvantari, the Daityas snatched, and due to their nature, they quarreled among themselves for the share of the Amrit. And then the intervention of Mohini, Bhagavan's manifestation, that ensured the Amrit was shared only with the gods, with the exception of Rahu. That we will come more into details later. Now, this caused enmity of Asuras towards gods, and Bali, the leader of the Asuras, now the Kurma Avatar resulted in bitter enmity between the Asuras and Suras, and then Bali wanted to acquire more powers. He started Ashwamedha Yaga, and Bhagavan's avatar as Vamana took place at that time, and Bali's pride, ego and supremacy, everything was curbed in that avatar as Vamana. So there is a logical sequence of the happenings and Bhagavan's avatars or manifestations at each time. Now, Bhagavan's avatar itself started as a result of Sanat Kumara's curse on Bhagavan's gatekeeper Jaya Vijaya, who were cursed to take 3 births with Rakshasic traits. So, in their births as Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana Kumbhakarna and Shishubala Dandavaktra, in the various yugas, Bhagavan had to take avatars as the boar, as Narasimha, as Sri Rama, and as Sri Krishna. So, Matsya avatar cannot be said to be the first avatar in the Dashavatar. As stated, it is Varaha avatar, and it is worth noting that we are in the Shweta Varaha Kalpa, the present Kalpa which started with Varaha avatar. Now, there is a mention of Hayashirsha in the order of avatars, and Hayashirsha also is mentioned as Hayagriva, both meaning a horse neck or horse head. Now, a reading of Srimad Bhagavata suggests that Hayashirsha, Veda personified as said earlier, this form, in this manifestation, Bhagavan killed Madhu, hence the slayer of Madhu, and retrieved the Vedas and restored to Brahma. But in the Matsya avatar, Bhagavan as Matsya with a horn killed Hayagriva, the Danava chief, who had kept earth in the subterranean region, who had stolen Vedas in the subterranean region. So Matsya served two purposes: of one, protecting the earth, rishis and species, animal and plants. The Rajarishi Satyavrata, and also protect the earth that became a huge boat that remained afloat during the Pralaya. Narayana, 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 Narayana. Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam, Govinda, Govinda. Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu.